The Babcock model is a qualitative schematic of the sun's dynamo process that can explain observed solar patterns such as sunspot cycle and solar cycle. So there are observations that Babcock was trying to explain through the use of a model. One example of a cycle or a pattern that he was trying to explain is the sunspot cycle. He noticed that every 11 years, the sunspot cycle repeated, and the solar cycle repeated every 22 years. The solar cycle, circled in blue, is every 2 sunspot cycles. To explain these observations, Babcock came up with a qualitative explanation of the sun's dynamo process. Let's take a look at the sun's dynamo process. Here's a video that shows the magnetic field lines passing through the sun, and as the sun rotates over 11 years, these magnetic field lines get wrapped up around the equator in the interior of the sun, and eventually those magnetic field lines pop out through the photosphere of the sun, and we start to see these sunspots. Over 11 years, the magnetic field lines get wrapped up. After 11 years, the magnetic field lines break apart and they reorient themselves vertical. This explanation of what's going on inside the sun qualitatively with these magnetic field lines wrapping around in the interior over 11 years, magnetic field lines popping out the surface, and after 11 years, the magnetic field lines breaking apart so they go back to vertical here, is what Babcock was trying to explain in his model. This is called the Babcock model. It's a qualitative explanation of the sun's dynamo process.